I say it's a David Lynch film. Kitty, test. Are we good? No organics? It's approved. Hey, when it all fails, go for the banana. Well, if Kitty won't eat it, then he's not going to eat the banana.
That's probably going to take like 4 hours to cook.
You think he'll eat the chicken?
Yeah.
Man under the radar. He's trying to pull sophisticated, nonchalant, just hanging out at Planet Fitness and not talking about Adam the Woo. We all know he's murdered. Little mini drone went under the window, boom, stung him. Or it was the cookies. Be careful what you eat. Anyway, welcome to my film studies class if you're watching. If you want a really hardcore, under the radar film study and vlogging, because Adam's not around anymore, I had to pick up. You switch from Florida to Texas if you got this channel. Where's Adam? Adam's in a better place. All I have to say. Here we go. Kitty. It's more sophisticated and there's a lot of white robes. Well, it's more classy. I'm trying to get Kitty here. Kitty, you see? I put The Last Temptation of Christ on my list and then took it off. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to deal with The Last Temptation of Christ. Okay? Don't ask me about it. And it's like whenever you ask when you ask Martin Scorsese about Ingmar Bergman, he goes, so don't ask me about The Last Temptation of Christ. Other Martin Scorsese films we can talk. Listen, Sweaty, on the chicken. There's a saying that one day, the stones from the stones will rise up and kill their masters. We cut that part. The stones will rise up and kill the people living in the houses. Some Jews said it a long time ago when the Israelites were trying to find their letters and consonants. Now, the chicken is going to rise up against me. It'll probably try to eat me. And then I'm going to go into, look what happened to my knees. You'll never get it. All right, they have to know about David Lynch. Look at my knees. Look at my knees. Look at my knees. And there's the chicken. It's a little thing I do before I eat a chicken. I'm not going to eat the whole thing. This ain't Freaks. Who did Freaks? Look it up. It's a movie. It's an important movie. Freaks. 2018. And the one back in the 1930s. Okay, there's two Freaks. There's a 2018 Freaks and there's a 2018. There's a lot of Freaks. 2018 and there's a 1932. And there's a 2026 Freak. So there are a lot of Freaks. Remember, don't mess with the Freaks. Right out. A guy named Todd Browning started the Holocaust in 1932. And then, this guy named Hitler rose up. But don't mess with the Freaks. It says in the Bible, don't put a stumbling block before someone that's special. That's like a person in a wheelchair or a mentally handicapped person. You don't put a stumbling block in front of them, not even in our own country. But there is a 1932 Freaks. It's a movie. There's also a sci-fi 2018 Freaks. Are they connected? No. But it's fun to pretend like they are. Oh, just feed the chicken to Kitty. Goodbye, Kitty. We love you. Chicken awaits. All right. So my version of TLT OC, 1988, directed by a priest. I saw someone say the King of the Wops, but I'm not going to say that. In vlog form. If you believe it, some people have called me Jesus. Where are we going? You're going the wrong way. Hello?
Yes,
Why are you going this way? Oh, you're going to root beer first? Sorry, that's my Passion by Peter Gabriel. Bumblebees are in there sometimes. They actually got rid of them for this place, which is a beer garden. Heil the Big T. I'm definitely not Jesus in this. I was at one time. Now remember, in, what's it called? I know, I'm annoying. Pilgrim's Progress. I played first. I played the mean guy. Then I played Christian. Apollyon. First I played Apollyon. Then I played Christian. Now we're going to House Beautiful. Not really. It's actually quite the opposite. This is where they throw the darts. Not really. So you gotta be 21. You just tell me later.
Alright, now I got about 8 left.
Did you see Bob Dylan?
No. I've seen the Guess Who. I've seen.
The Guess Who? Did
Yeah.
you go to Woodstock?
No.
How old
That
were you?
wasn't the Guess Who. That was.
When Woodstock was going on, what?
Oh, I was born in '61, so.
All right, you were a little kid. Yeah, you were like
Well, I'm
you were
sure
like the
there's
little
probably
brother
some 8-year-olds there.
of the big brother that might have went.
Yeah.
But you saw the Guess Who? Did you know the band came here? The
That's
Bob
where I've
Dylan.
seen 'em.
You saw the band?
Huh?
Okay, the band came here.
Guess Who?
Yeah, but the band with Bob Dylan went with them. You know the band, Ronnie Robinson and all those guys? Haim, you know the drummer. What was the drummer's guy name? He died not too long ago. I'm saying the wrong name. I'll call him the wrong name. Hey, it starts with an H. He's the drummer. Helm. I think his name is Helm. He was a drummer for the band. Yeah, Robbie Robinson was one of the guitar players. He was also a vocalist. You had Helm, who was the drummer. They came to Fort Worth first for the first performance live. 2 people showed up and a fight broke out. And they also stole food from Piggly Wiggly's, from grocery stores. They stole bologna. The band didn't have any money. They came to Fort Worth. Later, they hooked up with Bob Dylan. They played for Bob Dylan.
You know, he played for the Eagles.
I gotta go potty.
Bob Dylan.
I heard something about that. I'm gonna do research on it. I know about the Eagles because I went to Denton. Later, man.
Bye.
I'm thinking of Helm. I might got the name wrong. I in there saw the Guess Who, but the band came here first. That's Levon Helm and Robbie Robinson. They played at a small joint in Fort Worth. They had no money. Nobody showed up but 2 people and the fight broke out. And they stole food from Piggly Wiggly's. I'm almost certain that's true. They stole bologna. Dude freaking saw the Guess Who. I asked if he went to Woodstock. He was only 9 years old during Woodstock, around that age. He was very young during that time period. But yeah, the band came here to Fort Worth. It was their first attempt at a live performance. This is a true story. Fort Worth, Texas. Levon Helm was with them, and Robbie Robertson, and I believe some of the originals were there. I don't know about Doctor though. He was their teacher later on. But what happened with the band is okay, so there was one guy named the Doctor, okay, and we'll talk about him later. His parents gave him a musical education. So he knew the difference between a C and an F. He could write music. He was musically literate. So he could write it all down. So he was called the Doctor. Now, he was able to join the band because his parents were producing and helping him. But in order, what they said is, listen, you got to teach the other band members music, or we're not going to fund you to, the Doctor. So he taught them music. He gave them music lessons. It'd be like, okay, Nirvana, okay? Think of the drummer. He had a education in drumming. He knew music. His name's Dave Grohl, right? He taught most likely a little bit Kurt Cobain, maybe, and of course the bass player. They hired him on, similar how the Doctor was in the band, and so he taught him a little bit about music, probably secretly. He don't admit it though. What's his name? Chris Novoselic was the bass player. They didn't know anything until Grohl showed up. Now there's a little changes in Nirvana, very little changes, but then Billy Corgan got involved and revolutionized the band Nirvana. Now the band, if you know anything about music, I went to UNT, a music school. The band, as in the band, they're the only band that has the name the band that's famous. It has Levon Helm and Robbie Robertson. They did come to Fort Worth and they did bomb, and there was a fight that broke out here. No, I don't know if it was this area. And then later on, they become the greatest band in the world. And Martin Scorsese would do a documentary kind of film. It's like a music film called The Last Waltz. They should have done one for Nirvana, but it only came out called VHS copies. And they did get in a fight. Nirvana got in a fight in Deep Ellum. And where this chick, she's actually from Plano. Just let me finish. And Kurt Cobain got hit in the side of his face, which could have led later to his ending himself by a bouncer guy that also had a rock band that's called Barclay or something like that. It was Turner Van Barclay that hit Kurt Cobain at the trees and Deep Ellum. It was Turner Van Blarcom that hit Kurt Cobain. Turner Van Blarcom, it's hard to remember, at Deep Ellum trees a long time ago, right around Halloween time, in the early 1990s, like I think 1990. Turner Van Blarcom incident where he hit Kurt Cobain in front of trees happened in 1991. Turner Van Blarcom, October 19th, 1991. He's still alive. He hit Kurt Cobain because Kurt Cobain hit him with a guitar and made his head bleed. Here we go.
Hey there.
Right here in Fort Worth vlogging about it because I was talking about the Woodstock. But that was a Trees performance. We had a bunch of little Woodstocks a long time ago. I almost went to that. Kurt Cobain was there. Dave Grohl was there. Kurt Novoselic was there. Or Cursed Novoselic. I always say Cursed Novoselic. They were all there. And Turner Van Blarcom was their bodyguard. The Kurt went out surfing, body surfing, in the crowd. And Turner wasn't paying attention enough and didn't let him back on stage the right way. He didn't understand body surfing that much. That's probably why his rock band didn't do that good. Now, Nirvana did great, but the problem is he wouldn't let Kurt back on stage. So what he did was Kurt took his guitar. It's clear on video. I've watched it. Took his guitar and he freaking hit Turner right on the freaking head, and he started bleeding. Turner saw the blood, looked up, saw Kurt, and punched him a good one right in the jaw. You don't ever want to get hit in the jaw. I got hit in the jaw one time by a Burger King employee. It can cause a lot of problems. And listen, Kurt had problems with his stomach and couldn't eat well. He had a reflex issue where the food wouldn't digest quickly enough. And he was a heroin addict. So he immediately ran into the bathroom and shot up right there at Trees so he could finish the show. Whether that's true or not, only Dave would know. They finished the show. When they left, Turner took a brick, did not forgive them, and threw it through the back of their taxi cab as they left Trees and Deep Ellum, which is still there. They left. Later, Nirvana would pay Turner for medical bills, which was, both injuries were bad. And I feel that might have led to maybe Kurt ending it. Because he never had an incident like that. that was exactly like that again. Well, God bless you guys. And anyway, with these nails, there's something you want to do. I just want to show you guys, if you'll do this for me, because they can get in the end of tires. Take the nail and press it into the ground for marking and bring fish. So when you look at your projects, guys, you go to Vault, right? I know you got 3 projects. You actually have more than 3 than you think, all right? This one is just one that I was working on. This is the actual real project. It won't always say it with items. Sometimes it says 0 items. Tap on it anyway. Go over this way, and then you can always create another project. That's the projection, the screenplay. That's Grace, aka Wear Vlog, which is a screenplay. And then, of course, Grace again over here, okay? The reason I did that was because I'm new at this. But the Your Love with Paid Training, there's 2 of those, and there's 2 Graces. And then there's 1 projectionist right here. And I just left. I kind of like the green thing for the projectionist right there. And then I put a little werewolf. You can kind of see him. And then on this one, I just put my face on it because I'm very proud of Grace, aka Wear Vlog. That's the one I want to offer Gary Oldman. Now, under all of this is just your files, is your ongoing files. But there should be one that says July 11th. Okay. And there should be one that's just brand new. So if I go to the one that I know was 12 hours ago. Your Love with Paid Training. You see that little thing right there? It's called an apostrophe. That usually means it's probably the one that will be on the title. Now, when we open it, it's going to go open FDX. I'm not worried about PDF until I finish it. Then I'll go into PDF. And then there it is. Everything that I do, when I finish it, it immediately goes to YouTube for these projects. So this page is already on YouTube. It'll immediately go to YouTube and be aired on YouTube. Knife in the Water is one of my favorites. Roman Polanski. Yeah, I like Knife in the Water. I saw it when I was at the White Settlement place. Traffic's not too bad. Soderbergh. He's 10 movies with Soderbergh. Dude named Matt Damon. Did something with Gus Van Sant. It's like Good Will Hunting. Yeah, I saw it when I was in college. He's older than me, about 3 years older. He cuts it the day of, Soderbergh. That he sends you what you need for your demo reel the day of. That's fucking genius. Soderbergh probably is a genius. I have Bubble. Have you ever seen Bubble? That's the one I'd promote, is Bubble. He worked with the community on Bubble. Just regular people. Cutting here. I like the list. I think it's somewhat honest. I don't believe in the black and white one. I think he made that one up. The black and white one. I think he kind of likes it. But he had to choose something old. You choose something new, you choose something old, you choose something revolutionary. And that's Matt. As in Damon. What is it? Where's his boobies? Let me see something. Affleck. A Plague in London. I think I saw Casey Affleck driving around Fort Worth in an old blue pickup truck. Swear to God, somehow. Let me see something. Where he was hiding out whenever he was being accused. Casey Affleck was, yeah. He was here when he was being accused. And I saw him in a blue pickup truck driving through a neighborhood. Probably, I'm just trying to look at some of this stuff. Yeah, Gus is great. Drugstore Cowboys on my list. I got a pretty long list, though. It's a top 11, but it goes into the hundreds for honorable mentions. Matt Damon. Okay, I'm sorry. Matt Dillon. It's about Matt Dillon. Matt Dillon, Drugstore Cowboy. Matt Dillon is the last method actor. For real. Matt Dillon is one of the last young actors that actually trained professionally with Lee Strasberg. Everyone else is a disciple and only knows a little bit about the method. Matt Dillon knows a lot. He's on my list, too, for a role in Rib, which is a fictional novel. That could be a movie. Look at this right here. Purple Noon, 2 copies. It's all planned. So the movies that he likes, they know, and they put them up there. They can find out through publicists. Let's talk about Gus Van Sant. He's a good-looking guy. He's a good guy. He did good in The Departed. Okay. I don't know what movie that is. I'm still dealing with Matt Damon. Okay, now. This is kind of a romance. The log line is this. An ex-minister from the UK teams up with a degenerate hacker and blacksmith to hunt. An ex-minister from the UK teams up with a degenerate hacker and blacksmith to hunt down a possible werewolf in Texas that was once an MMA fighter for UFC and his wife that was almost a famous rock star. Synopsis. The Gothic vlogger connection encounters a werewolf in Norfolk, Texas after vlogging about the ghost of James Dean. They're both slaughtered by its paw furry. Later, Grace Lipton meets Rainey Love at LA Burgers in Irving, Texas, and they fall in love. 10 years passes, and we see their new farm ranch and gigantic farmhouse in Barksville, Texas. Grace has married Rainey, and they live there happily together playing with the cat. Suddenly, people begin going missing in Barksville, and cattle mutilations are on the rise. A favor driver bites it by a pond, and his van goes to the bottom of the murky abyss below the catfish. Then a Hispanic gardener with a vlog Spanish-speaking YouTube show gets dragged into a hole in a field after mowing and working on the lawnmower tractor for Grace, his employer. Then more missing people are reported on the radio. Finally, an ex-minister of the Church of England, Gerald Oman III, sees that Grace has a tattoo on a tube telly that reminds him of Gypsy werewolf curse symbol. Gerald learns of this while watching a UFC fight on the telly in a pub in London with his buddies Ian and Tony. Gerald goes on a quest with his new YouTube show, Monster Quest. He started years back after his wife went missing with his kids. He never found her. He left the church to begin his show about monsters. He believes that Grace is a werewolf and lives in Texas. He flies to Portland to meet up with an online blacksmith known as John Blacksmith, who sells silver weaponry, and hooks up with Gerald on his quest to stop the werewolf, and they take a secret Uber to Barksville to hunt for the beast. They find Grace's ranch and run the Uber car driven by Mark, the Uber driver, into the front porch and claim mechanical failure. They begin spying on Grace and hacking into his Google Home and watching him in his house. Then Gerald and John Blacksmith spy on Grace, getting really pissed at a Lowe's worker, and take photos. Eventually, they learn that Grace is innocent, is not a werewolf, but somehow his dearly love is. Okay, that's a short one. You're bloody killing people, Cole. What are you doing? People can't read this fucking trash. We're going to the last part of it here. Gerald stepped in for a minute. After burning down the back barn and a large section of the yard, you got to read about the fucking old Sherry. Gerald and John set up hidden hunting cameras around the farm to find a possible roaming werewolf during a full moon. John breaks out his trusty flamethrower called Old Sherry. Of course he does. The flamethrower device is loaded with silver nitrate and is homemade. After burning down the back barn and a large section of the yard, they break in and get into a fight, and John loses his hand because the werewolf bites it off. He calls the authorities and lies nearly dead on Rainey's new couch. She cooks his hand on the skillet before Grace and Gerald. Then Rainey meets the silver danger she used in an all-female kiss band known as Silver. That's called the Dagger. She's only half transformed. Get out of there, Jack. Transformed, and her legs returned to human. She left in the kitchen floor a silver dagger in the hall, placed by her beloved Grace. You're killing people. Gerald has been thrown into a bookcase and lies nearly dead. The ambulance drivers bust in and save him, and he is carted away and notices the cat in the window. The ear of the cat plays from somewhere. Eventually, they learn that Grace is innocent and is not a werewolf, but somehow his dearly love is. Jesus Christ, I could do better with reading freaking Shakespeare or something. There's werewolves all around, you know. Texas, they got werewolves everywhere. I hear they have vampires too. This is what happens when there's too many werewolves in Hollywood. You got a writer eating carrots, potatoes, and turkey hot dogs. That's right, Matt Damon. I saw your Criterion collection pics. I like Gus Van Sant too. Now, I don't know if I want to be in the same room with him though, because I know River's dead. He didn't mention River dying. I think Gus Van Sant, I don't think he killed him. That movie's powerful. But I'm sure he's been dying. So it's Red Hot Chili Peppers. Now, John Frusciante, whatever his name is, hands him a blue Dixie cup and says, hey, this will make you feel better. We don't know if that happened at the Viper Club. That was it for River, because he fasted. And we're going to have this amount of spinach. So this will help the eyesight. Mr. Matt Damon. Here's your meal. Have fun. Charles Forbes got a hold of me from Kia. When you're at that cocktail party, you ask the lady, what are you having? She says, a Cape Cod. So what are you on your period? I'm having tuna. $300 or $400 for the ramen, which are pretty much cooked. About $100 for the turkey franks. The the potato won't count. Carrots won't count. So we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, roughly 500. So far it's working. Now, this thing. Soy sauce works too. This is a little bit better. It's less than sodium. For the remembrance. Worcestershire sauce. It's actually pronounced Worcestershire. Some say Worcestershire. It's Worcestershire. Good to go. It's not gross. That's disgusting. It's not that bad. Sriracha or sweet sour? Maybe both, Kitty. Here we go. Everything good, Kitty? You're gonna be okay, right? Well, say something, Kitty. It's over by the bookcase. I see. Nope, 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 no, 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 yes, super yes, super no. No, 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 man, this is like face mesh. No, no, yes, no, no, yes, no, whoops. Could have been yes. No, 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 I'd say yes. No, no, I'd say yes. No. And that is an excerpt from my play Russian Butterfly, and I wanted to talk about method acting. Now, on a more serious note, when you're doing a caricature, I'm going to say someone, I don't know, it could be anybody, you don't want to kill them by acting like a flipping idiot. Now, there's a vlogger called Admiral who recently died, and we don't know how he died, but he did die, and he did Sean Connery beautifully. Well, pretty good, not really, but he also switched to so much. I think Sean Connery is more kind of with the lips forward like this, and I would like one Swiss cheese sandwich. One time I was in an audition in Austin, and it was for a kabuki play, and I was going to do this kabuki play, but I ended up getting this farmer play called Rivers and Ravines. I played a character called Emil the Fifth or something like that, and so I auditioned for this kabuki play. It was this black director, and I thought, I gotta do something. This is a freaking kabuki play. Everybody wanted to get in it. They wanted the kabuki play, all the actors, because we got to do like backflips and dress up and paint our faces. It's a long time ago when I was in acting camp. So I immediately picked up the script, and I began to talk like this, just like Sean Connery. And I didn't get it. Oh, you're doing a caricature. It doesn't matter what you're doing or how you try to do it exactly. You want to think of the person, of what they look like, and then you start to get it that way. Anyway, we'll go back. I'm currently bombing, as they say. Now, I did take Grace, aka Where Vlog, and I uploaded it into my vault on Final Draft. So it's there twice. Same with Your Love paid training. I cleaned up one project, erased everything in it, and then I kept the other one for Your Love with plate training. So if you go there, if you try to, one's empty and one is there. So I did the same thing with Grace without even thinking about it, because I'm new at the project, I'm new at doing this, and I had to do it that way. So it's uploaded, Grace, aka Werewolf, the Texas Werewolf movie, and it's uploaded. So if I could get it to Gerald Oldman III, Gary Oldman, I would just need his fucking email. Then he would get a copy of it. So that's, Gerald Oldman's email, as in Gary Oldman, Gerald Oldman III is written for him. That screenplay is for Gary. So when I think of Gary, I think of Gerald. Because when I wrote it, I was thinking of Gary. So that's what I did. I thought of Gary Oldman when I wrote Gerald Oldman III for Grace, aka Werevlog. Damn, the wrong glasses again. Now, whether he gets it or not, I don't know if they've got his email. I know he now lives somewhere in Hollywood. So does Stephen Patrick Morrissey. And if he gets it, he gets it. I don't know. But he can read it on this channel, on my YouTube show. I do a walkthrough of it. It's not really a rating. I'm not ready to do a rating yet of it. But what it is it's a walkthrough. I just kind of describe what's going on and occasionally read a line or two. And I get through the entire thing, Jesus Christ, in about 40 minutes or so. So, if you took a lift from the Empire State Building at the bottom all the way to the top, and then looked around and then took the lift back down, you probably could have read it twice. I went to the Empire State Building when I was a young boy. I was probably 11, maybe 12. And I went up to the top and I looked out in New York City and I said, "New York City, you're mine." My mom looked at me and I said, "Mom, one day I'll own all of this because I've got Apache heritage." I didn't really do that, but it'd be cool if I did. Now, all I did is I did go up to the Empire State Building and I looked around and I said, "This is a beautiful city.
I love New York City. I always will. Thanks for getting in front of me, you fucking asshole. I do like New York City. I think they're nice people. They're real. I lived there for about a year as an actor. I studied at the Actor Studio. It's where Anthony Hopkins observed. And where Marlon Brando learned how to act. And then dissed him later. And worked with Stella Adler. Of course, Lee Strasberg was at the head of the acting department of the, well, actually, to be honest about Lee Strasberg, is he taught history there. They made him an actor teacher eventually. And then he taught people like freaking everybody, One of the real close companions that he worked with was a lady named Ellen Buston, who was there when I was observing, just like Anthony Hopkins on the top level. Now, was I English? No, I'm actually American. But at the time, I thought of Anthony Hopkins because I was up there. And I looked down, and there in the crowd is Billy Zane. And one time my dad said, it would be wonderful to look like Billy Zane. And I said, I know what you mean. And I saw him, he had a scarf around his neck. And he was watching, just kind of, taking it out. And everyone there just criticizes the hell out of everybody. Brando hated it and his spirit. Now, when someone becomes a caricature, or someone becomes a person, right? They, in the actor studio, they feel as if the spirit of that person comes inside them. Almost like a possession. Almost like, you think of like The Exorcist kind of stuff. So they actually become that person and their psyche, and it gets dangerous. So they don't necessarily call that method acting. It's bastardized. The method actor is in control. The method actor knows about Stanislavski's system and all the 3 books, creating a role, building a character, and then the actor prepares. But they know these things, and they're in control the entire time. But don't tell it to Jim Carrey. Then there's other actors that experiment, and they call that method, and it uses some of the method, but it goes beyond the method, which may be a book I write one day called Beyond the Method. But a very good one to know, a book to read about the method actor, is by Clint Eastwood. He talks about a cat at the beginning of it, like a cat, and the relaxation and the aspects of what is the method actor. All right, headed off. Got things to do. I've got food to take to your doorstep. I'm sure Gary Oldman is going to be the hardest fish in the sea. There's Ain't Too Proud, but then they got to go through Rent, which is playing here pretty soon, or closing here soon. Remember, always be cuddling. Or if you're not cuddling, then close.
In a dance of days, I'm crazy when I'm you and everyone we knew believe
child. Section right here is a new part of the show. Right here. It's a little stage.
It's you, Jimmy Hall. We were so in place, in a dance hall days. We were cool on craze. When you and everyone win. That's all is love. That's all dance. That's all day long. Wow, that's all days.
Anyway, that was Dance Hall Days by Wing Chung. Hall sounds like all, dance all days, but it's Dance Hall Days. I want to say they have some kind of connection to the UK. A lot of bands do because of the Beatles, which is not on SoundCloud very much. They haven't got the Beatles yet on SoundCloud, not purely, not like they do the Doors. But they're working on it. They're working on it. They got some of them. Some of the albums kind of twisted a little bit. They got a lot of people playing the Beatles though, because SoundCloud's a little like YouTube. The only difference is it's sound.
Cute little doggy, aren't you? Just little baby dog.
It says, "Oh, she's a little girl." I was like, "Gosh, she looks like a dog." See here, 1 second. Always give a napkin. What's interesting is I have a green bag and I have a red bag. So if so-and-so's in red, then I say it so I can hear it. And so-and-so's in green, then I say it and I can hear it. One person may be in the red and one person may be in the green. So Kelly's in the red. Now, it's okay. Drunk husbands are hard to deal with. Now, what we do next is we do this. We think. And then we have to turn a certain way. And then we find out our plans, where we're going to go. Like GPS and how far it takes to get there. Know that first and like get on it. If you got an apartment, allow a little bit of leeway if you can. So cut the corners. And if you're going to make a YouTube show on it, pray every day. now saying about 4 minutes ahead of Google just now. So this thing is run by the Kia car company. So they can observe this thing. They got a 5:36 and Kia has it at 5:39 p.m. So they found something right here. Now, you can clearly see on this side what you're doing with the vehicle. You're going to take either Denton or Waco. This way, you're seeing kind of like a bomber pilot almost in World War II or something. You can even make it go this way. Now, if you go here, look at this. Now look at this. Is that not Marvel Comics or what? And then we just go right in here. It goes global, baby. This thing's built.
in desperate need of repair, the path of least resistance.
So it's what's interesting is you'll see the triangle arrive there. That's very important if you're in rideshare, the most important thing. But you'll see the triangle arrive there on the turn. Now, what my suggestion with the car companies is do a blinker on this. A blinker. Just a slight blinker. And maybe an arrow blinking. So you're it's going to be a little bit annoying, but you're going to know, just like a blinker. And it can even apply the blinker too. It will, because they'll be run by computers. That's what this is. So what it'll do is it'll blink and show, hey, you got to turn this way if you're going to save this time, kind of thing. I'm going by the Kia one right here. But it matched up on 541, but Google says 542. So Kia is saying 1 minute earlier. But I'm basically staying in the lane, going with the flow of what's called traffic, because, well, that's what my insurance company wants me to do. They don't want me to do stuff like, let's do this. Now we're playing F1.5, F1 Part 5, that kind of thing. Eventually, the arrow is either going to appear there or not going to appear there. So, if I want to sneak a peek, I can see what it wants. Okay. So, I don't know how they want that, but that's what they want. Now they warn, you got a green one, so it's really 2 warnings right there. Because in defensive driving, you always look this way. When you're doing that, you look right here. The car will tell you nowadays. Now, we're going to merge on what Kia wants. We're going to go this way, and it's going to help me go to Belknap, which is right here. You can see Belknap sign and Belknap sign. That's revolutionary. It's pretty awesome. And it costs a lot of film time and trouble to reveal some of their ins and outs. I've been with Kia for more than 10 years. Far more than 10 years. Then we're going to go right. And we're going to hurry. And we're in normal mode too. We're not in sport. On our way, kids. Kia's still saying 1 minute earlier, and Google's saying 5-4, I guess 3 is probably what it's saying. And then Kia went back to 541. So about a minute earlier with Kia, I guess. Okay, the Scenic is coming up. It's a little bit of a bitch, the Scenic is. That's the apartment complex name. That's the front entrance. No code needed is what she's saying. But that's definitely the Scenic, probably. And I'm magically supposed to go here, and this is supposed to open for me. Okay. Okay, it's gonna be this one. They go out of order, that's how I talk. It must be out of order. Okay.
You can't destroy your problem by destroying yourself. It's turning all my past into pain, or I'm being raped by progress. Tomorrow's world is here to stay. I'm just a symptom of the modern symptom of the moral decay that's gnawing at the heart. I'm just a symptom of the moral decay that's gnawing at the heart.